If you get the tattoo,
I'm not scared. Run it back.
If you get the tattoo, I love Jake Paul. Let's run it back.
Bet. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're going to be talking about the ridiculous terms that Tyron Woodley has agreed to secure a rematch with Jake Paul. So they just had the big boxing match, and Jake Paul handily secured a split decision victory, which is debatable if it was really a split decision because, it seemed like a pretty dominant victory for Jake, to be honest. He didn't knock him down or anything, but he connected so much more, had so much more significant activity. And, Woodley notably had a borderline knockdown in one round, pushed the pace a little bit as far as footwork goes, but didn't really throw that much and seemed pretty, timid on his feet in terms of really, kind of the same thing you saw at the end of his UFC career, to be honest, and is likely what is, ultimately his demise during his past few fights sort of bled into this fight too, with a lack of real activity, pushing the boundaries and getting uncomfortable and trying to, push for a knockout, which he's fully capable of doing. And I think he was fully capable of winning this fight if he really, just fucking went for it. But he did not really go for it almost at all throughout this fight. And, it was definitely reflected in the results, all but the fact that one judge had it in favor of Woodley. A lot of people think that is, bullshit, but Woodley thought otherwise. In fact, he thought he won the whole thing, or at least that is what he's playing it up as. Given the split decision, he's acting like, he should have won via split decision, and he's surprised that it didn't go that way because he was, the dominant force in the ring the entire time, and he had the big knockdown and blah, blah, blah. And he wanted to run it back. Jake was giving him his props and his speech and whatnot, and then Woodley, super disappointed in the outcome, and off the bat, straight up jumps on the mic and says, we got to run it back. And if you've been following, you'll know that Jake was trying to get him to bet that the loser has to get a tattoo of I love, whoever the person is that they lost to, tattooed on their body. And that's his way of showing how confident he is in winning, is he was going to say, if I lose, I'll get I love Tyron Woodley tattooed on me. And if Tyron loses, then he has to get I love Jake Paul tattooed on him. Tyron didn't agree to it, but now after the fight, Tyron, heat of the moment, whether he is going to do it or not, he basically fucking agreed to get a tattoo saying I love Jake Paul on his body in order to get the rematch.
If you get the tattoo,
I'm not scared. Run it back.
If you get the tattoo, I love Jake Paul. Let's run it back.
Bet.
Look at the fucking faces of the Paul bros here. Logan's fucking stupefied, bro. Jake's like, what the fuck did this guy just agree to? And Woodley's so in the heat of the moment, he doesn't give a fuck. The guy would literally do anything for a rematch right now, including literally deface his body and humiliate himself. He just lost, which, unfortunate for him, is already pretty, besmirches his kind of career a little bit. Now, granted, Jake definitely proved himself as an actual skillful, technical fighter in this fight. However, it still is, the clownish YouTuber who beat him, the UFC former welterweight champion, a fucking legend of the sport, a guy who, realistically, by anyone's metrics, should have won the fight by his sheer athletic ability and historical experience, nuking guys. And here he is, after losing to Jake Paul, agreeing to get a fucking I love Jake Paul tattoo in order to get a rematch. Jake's literally being get on your knees and beg, essentially, and lick my ball sack in order to get a rematch. And this guy's like, okay, I'll do it.
Let's go. Bet. Deal. Make the bet. Bet. Yeah. Deal. Get the tattoo.
I don't know if it gets much worse than this, dude, because if they run it back, what happens? If Woodley pushes for aggressive off-season, Olympic-style drug testing, maybe Paul's performance deteriorates a bit if in fact this was, this accelerated skill acquisition was kind of driven through PEDs, improved recovery, ability to get in more reps, ability to, enhance motor learning, all this kind of shit was supported by PEDs, then yeah, maybe this would have gone a bit differently. But if it wasn't, I don't see this going any differently, dude. If anything, Jake is going to get better. And Woodley is, going to be in his 40s at this point and definitely on the downslope and going into this fight with less confidence probably than the original fight that he just lost in, because he literally has he's going to have a tattoo at this point saying, I love Jake Paul, humiliated as fuck, and going in the ring to redeem himself, coming off of a loss. Like, he's the legend of the sport. He's a fucking welterweight champion, a former welterweight champion who smoked like the best of the best in the UFC. And here he is with Jake Paul basically laughing in his face saying, like, putting a ridiculous proposal out there that you can have a rematch only if you do this absolutely obscene request that no sane person who has, cares about not being humiliated would do, thinking he's gonna say like no. And here he is, and he's like, sure, let's fucking do it. And Jake's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, Jake doesn't want to fight this guy again, in my opinion. I think he wants to move up. He wants to move up the ladder and keep getting, bigger and bigger super fights here to try and, continue to build up his, credibility as a real fighter and start to get more like bigger money fights and bigger guys in the, fighting community to, take out. He doesn't want to fight Woodley again. It would be like if fucking Ben Askren wanted a rematch, if fucking, Nate Robinson wanted a rematch. Like, would there be any use in doing that? Now, again, obviously, Tyron Woodley has a lot better reputation than those guys as far as having what it takes to take out Jake, but he just fucking handily beat Woodley. Like, is there a point of running it back when you could easily get a bigger name on the card next time? No, so he puts out this ridiculous fucking proposal, not thinking the guy's going to agree to it at all. And if he does on the off chance, he looks absolutely stupid, basically. And Woodley just like haphazardly agrees to it. Fucking baffling shit. Logan is just absolutely dumbfounded. Jake is like as dumbfounded, it seems like. And now he's saying like, get the fucking tattoo like tonight, and then we'll get a contract together.
Get the tattoo, we'll run it back.
Right now, tonight.
The fucking wild thing is Jake literally just sunned out Tyron Woodley, made him look stupid. Logan is laughing his ass off. And you have fucking Greg Paul, their dad, going in to hug Tyron Woodley's mom. Like, Tyron Woodley just lost. He just got embarrassed in front of a massive crowd, is getting his legacy fucking stomped on right now by Jake Paul. And Greg's going in to fucking ecstatically hug Tyron's mom. And she's into it. Like, I don't fucking get it, dude. Like, am I missing the fucking magnitude of this here? Like, it seems like a pretty embarrassing moment that is just like, Jake just fucking curb stomping Tyron Woodley's reputation here.
Tonight with Tattoo Baby.
We got the tattoo artist right here, so you ain't going nowhere.
Tattoo tonight.
Wipe the sweat off and shave that leg, because I'm putting I love Jake Paul on your fucking leg, and then we can run it back.
So the conditions are, we can run it back if you get I love Jake Paul on your fucking leg. And I was like, okay, Tyron Woodley, obviously he agrees to this because he's pissed, heat of the moment. He didn't actually mean it. There's no way this is actually going to happen. Baffling. Like, even for your brain to, conclude this is a good idea to say in the ring when you're pissed off and you just lost, pretty dumbfounding to begin with. But you go to the post-fight press conference, the guy has sat on it for a while now. Well, not a while, like, a little bit of time, calm and composed, sitting there. And somebody asked him about it, expectedly, the reporters want to know, so you're going to get this fucking thing tattooed on your leg that says, I love Jake Paul to get your rematch. And he's like, yeah, he's going to fucking do it, dude.
Shit, I ain't finna get it nowhere where I gotta fucking look at that bitch.
I ain't finna get it anywhere where I gotta look at that bitch. I am not going to get the tattoo saying, I love Jake Paul anywhere where I have to look at it. What are you gonna do? Put it on the inside of your fucking butt cheek? The fact that you're getting it at all and you have to prove that you got it to secure the rematch, like, you're a fucking UFC legend, bro. Like, why are you agreeing to this? Like, it's not worth it, bro. I am shocked that he is agreeing to this.
I don't know, probably my thigh or some shit.
Probably my thigh or some shit.
Which I thought I was gonna get on my face. Good fuck.
He's into it. He's fucking into it, dude. I don't know, man. This, to me, was definitely over the line. It was basically Jake Paul being like, if you want to act like a complete, pretty much nuke the rest of your reputation, let's do it. Let me propose this absolutely absurd, embarrassing as fuck thing. See if he bites for it. And if he does, sure, he looks like such a fool to take the bait that let's do it again. Fuck it. And I don't even think Jake's gonna want to do it, dude. I think he's gonna be like ultimately upset if Tyron gets the fuck, like he's gonna laugh at it if he gets the tattoo, but I don't think he wants to fight him again. I think he just put up this ridiculous proposal, you know, just saying this is the only way you would get a fight with me again because like you're not, you know, worth revisiting. And Tyron just seems so fucking desperate, dude. Like it's like a ex-girlfriend that like won't go away, you know, or an ex-boyfriend, like whatever situation you're fucking in, where somebody is so desperate to get back in or to prove themselves that they'll do fucking anything. Like the fact that a UFC champion legend is agreeing to this, absolutely Black Mirror mind-bending shit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think this is a fucking horrible idea? Am I overreacting? Do I think, is this less insane than I think it is? I don't know. Like I would never have thought he would have entertained that whatsoever. I thought he would have given Jake Paul some props, been like, yeah, you know, he was, you know, surprised me. Better technical striker than I was expecting. You know, I should have pushed the pace a bit. You know, didn't follow the game plan as well as I should. You know, didn't work out in my favor. Lost via split decision. Not like I blatantly won because I knocked him into the ropes and we got to run it back. And I'll do fucking anything to do it. I will literally get on my hands and knees, lick shoes to get this fucking rematch. No, bro. Like, even if you get the rematch and like what happens if you lose again? And you have this fucking tattoo of I love Jake Paul on your thigh for the rest of your life, reminding you of the 2 times you lost to this YouTuber. Fucking absurd, dude. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I wasn't even planning on making a video about this, but I was like, this is changing the game, bro. Jake Paul is, you know, changing the game. The dynamic is, like, I can't think of a situation that's been similar to this, where a guy's literally been, like, completely embarrassed the fuck out of yourself and, like, ruin your reputation potentially in order to get a rematch. And a guy been so, like, you know, hungry to redeem himself and or money hungry potentially. Like, how bad does this guy need it? I don't know, man. Like, this is obviously a big payday for him, and it was profitable, you know? This was a good ROI on his time for Woodley. He wouldn't have shown up and put his legacy on the line otherwise, but this is like above and beyond, dude. This is fucking crossing the line in my opinion. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think he should get the tattoo? Do you think this is a fucking ridiculous idea? Do you think he's out of his mind? Do you think he'll end up doing it? If he does it, do you think Jake Paul's gonna, you know, give him the rematch? What do you think the outcome is gonna be? All the comments help the algorithm. They're much appreciated. Like, subscribe. Check out my blog, moreplacementdates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplacementdates, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. My HRT clinic. It's all telemedicine from the comfort of your own home. Get high quality oversight from doctors who understand how to interpret biomarkers, endocrinology, high quality diagnostics, and are not just looking to get you on a host of medications. We make the majority of our revenue from the high quality lab work, diagnostics, education of our patients, high quality interpretation of the labs, as well as our individual medical oversight that is tailored for the specific person rather than cookie cutter, you know, TRT protocols just to make markups on medications. Here's your TRT, your HCG and astrazole, get out the door, and let's get the next one in. No, we don't make our money like that. And that's what we pride ourselves in, is making the majority of what we do out of the high quality oversight and services rather than the actual medications themselves. So if you want a doctor who gives a fuck about you and actually understands how to help you in a capacity outside of the scope of just here's a bunch of drugs, check us out. It's in the video description below, as well as my recommended diet model for gaining muscle, sports performance, whilst being mindful of micronutrient intake, gut health, sleep hygiene, etc. No diet model is as turnkey and idiot proof as this. Recommend you check it out, as well as Gorilla Mind, nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode, pre-workout formulas designed myself from scratch, and anything else I'm associated with. It's all in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.